also to the city. Okay. Again, it flows down, so it starts up here, and then two guys at the bottom of the pole get stuck or get assigned case. We just want to make sure that at the end of the day, no one's going to be harmed.
Violence is never an answer.
Okay, that's fair.
Cool.
And I can assure you that, give you my promise
Okay.
with everything that
I appreciate that. And secondly, what can we do to help? And
Absolutely nothing.
There is, and I'm going to tell you why, and I hope I'm relaying this message correctly. We did speak to Scott Storms this morning, first one. What he did say to us is that you're trying to get an exception to the exemption.
Yeah, but I qualify for 3 different exemptions.
Okay, I'm only telling you, I don't know the whole backstory. I'd love to learn the backstory for you if you want to come
I
in.
don't want to comment.
Okay. I'm only relaying a message.
I understand.
And at the end of the day, that's meeting with them. That's what they hope to do after speaking with the attorney. Okay.
Am I discriminated against?
Okay.
I've been denied benefits,
All right.
and I've been denied services through Selectman Storm's agenda for unjust taxation on the town of Windsor Locks. The chief of police was involved with incidents of immoral and unethical behavior, which has been documented with the file of an election commission. I have the file number, and he is still the chief of police.
Can you explain that to me? What is that about?
So he was implicated in an issue where he was posting on Facebook to encourage the vote for the police station and the senior center unjustly and unethically. Now what happened is that got passed. What happened after that is the town of Windsor Locks voted on giving an additional over $1 million in funds. Now they passed that without the town really being involved. And you know what they did? They spent $650,000 on furniture for the police station when we have 12,500 residents. The tax people are going to be burdened for that. Do you think they really bought $650,000 worth of furniture? Absolutely not. And $200,000 worth of radios? And there's more. So the chief of police has many employees in the town working crazy amounts of overtime. The chief has not provided the Board of Finance with any reports of what he used that money for. The chief of police is 9 months behind on collecting all income for extra duty for police. How are you the top cop and involved with unethical and immoral issues against your townspeople? How are you hiring ex-retired police officers, bringing them into your town, paying them exorbitant amounts of money instead of bringing in fresh blood that will cost the townspeople less and be more efficient in their job? And the reason is because there's massive corruption from Selectman Storm's town. I have all the proof. And that's why everybody in the town was censoring me. That's why I had secret meetings with Scott Storms and the interim director of finance. The interim director of finance has been arrested or implicated in an issue in East Haven for similar issues. He was hired from the town of Windsor Locks as an intern basis, so they didn't investigate fully what was going on.
So, that aside, what is your issue with exemption?
Because my mortgage is $700 more a month. And many other townspeople are suffering from the same type of thing due to unethical and immoral issues from the top.
How is your mortgage?
Because my
Again, it's a
tax.
private, taxes.
Because
That's not
I
part of
wasn't-
your mortgage. Taxes are
It
different.
is.
It's not.
It is.
A bank has a mortgage. And listen, I'm talking from a homeowner.
So why is my mortgage $1,999 a month now as opposed to $1,356?
We're talking apples and oranges. You're talking taxes. So there is a reassessment, correct?
Right. But that's supposed to be fully tax exempt.
Okay.
So if the town doubles
All right.
the property value,
Thank you, because
Then
I'm
my-
trying to understand that.
Right.
Thank you.
and I have videos of John Creed discriminating against me. I have videos of him thanking me for my service sarcastically after 3 times he denied me my exemption. I have emails requesting to talk to the town attorney or somebody else that can help me, and John denied me. John is not intelligent enough or qualified enough to opinionate on something he doesn't know about.
Kevin, I thought this was John.
John Creed is the
John
Texas
Creed.
Senator.
Yeah, John.
He told me multiple times, which I recorded, that my VA disability precludes me from it. VA disability is not an income. It's a benefit. Any competent person on the planet can Google that and figure it out. How are you the tax assessor and you don't know that unless you're doing it on purpose? So the town of Windsor Locks has discriminated against me, failed to render services to me based on my veteran status and disabilities. I brought attention to Scott Storms, who is the mayor, essentially, of Windsor Locks, and nothing happened. They tried to sweep it under the rug. They tried to offer me a job with the town of Windsor Locks to quiet me because they knew the information that I was going to expose. I understand how a public forum meets and how everything meets because I went to the meeting beforehand, so I can understand the process. I did everything right. The board members were shouting and trying to silence me and violate my free speech to protect themselves. The chief of police is sending agents of his department to intimidate people that are associated with me.
Who's that?
Linda Palmer. She's a town member that applied for this.
100% off on that one.
Well,
And listen to me, let me hear me out, now I'm listening to you. That is a separate issue. That is not anything, listen to me. I'm telling you unequivocally, and looking you dead in the eye as a man, you're 100% wrong when it comes to that. That is a separate issue with the police department. Listen, she, and I'm not going to bring her name in, but she has different avenues to do what she needs to do.
I understand that.
That is unfair statement you made.
Okay.
I've listened to everything you're saying.
But
I can't.
how I'm going to piggyback on that is when she called asking for documentation, why did somebody have to call and yell at her and be all aggressive? Why couldn't they just provide it for her? That was the issue.
I did. I did not speak to her.
Okay,
somebody
spoke to her and was really
I
rude.
spoke to her. Okay. I
That's
spoke
all.
to her. I'm just telling you, I spoke to her last week, and I provided what she needed.
This
Then
wasn't
she-
last week. This was...
No, this was last week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was
This was last
yesterday.
week. Somebody spoke to her yesterday, and I think I heard the person say, "I apologize."
They were very rude to her. That's the only thing I had with it. I don't know what
Yes,
else is
yes,
going
sir.
on.
Yes, sir.
So,
And I
whatever
think
you
he said, "Listen, I apologize.
Right.
I was misunderstood," and I think they had a nice conversation after that.
That's fine.
But listen, I'm telling you,
I understand.
That is a
I'm not an
separate-
unreasonable person.
and I can tell you that it's a separate issue.
I understand.
And
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a Facebook guy. I've never been on Facebook. Our only thing is when Detective Presto and I got called in, people presented a Facebook posting, correct? If I'm wrong.
People wrongly interpreted what I said and some idiot posted on it and then it got way out of hand.
Then we got the Capitol Police called us.
Because he's walking around with my picture, which made me super nervous. As a disabled veteran now, every cop is walking around with my picture and I just walk by it and I'm like,
Can I ask this? You were, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Trust me, I'm not. He watched, I watched. I just watched you post on TV because they were the police department. You were great. Well, I don't know what that means. Very well spoken. Can you go into the Windsor Locks town hall during finance meetings and be that guy we just saw?
not without my attorney.
No, not the police department. I'm talking about the town hall. When you go to the meetings.
I don't trust anybody associated with the town.
No, I'm talking about
He means your demeanor.
your demeanor.
The way you were there.
Going into the offices.
My demeanor has always been that.
Well, talking to people at Planning office.
Who did I talk to in the finance office?
Their, whoever their staff person is out there.
Who did I talk to? John Green?
No, did you talk to a female in that office?
No.
Did you get in a shouting match? I don't want to call it a shouting match. Were you raising your voice? Are you, by the way?
I have a traumatic brain injury. So there,
What about hearing?
I have hearing issues. I have tinnitus.
That's good
And
to
I've
know.
explained it to them.
Okay, good.
So the town doesn't know how to handle people with disabilities, and then they're assuming that because I raise my voice and I'm 6'3" and 250 pounds, and they have my DD Form 214, that they're nervous.
Yeah.
Because on the bottom of it, it says expert rifleman, right? So that's why everybody's nervous.
Yeah.
But, did I threaten anybody? Did I?
Nope, they're not saying
No,
that.
right.
No? So
Correct.
because I'm talking louder because if you go into the town hall and you talk to the clerks in the clerk office, ask them about Kevin Eck, they will tell you the real me. I have had no issues with them ever, and I am
You have a
free.
brother in town?
Yes.
Yeah, they said your brother was...
Involved with Senator Kissel for similar type of stuff. So I'm being discriminated against and persecuted against in a town that has never caused an issue. Just trying to protect the people.
Sure.
And you're right.
You're right.
It's like a, you know, it's like-
I never am threatening to anybody for any reason.
Okay.
Now, if you come at me, as you can see, I will not back down. I won't. But I will intelligently.
You're telling us there will never be
I swear to my children, my dog, whatever you want.
Do you live with your family in town? I've never even heard your name
Exactly.
until this morning.
Exactly.
So,
I like to stay to myself. Like you say, well, I don't want no problems with anybody. But when John Creed says, and I quote, if you want me to change it, have Richard Blumenthal call me. Thank you for your service. Sarcastic. Is that how a tax assessor that is elected by the townspeople should talk to people? And I have all that on record. All of it. I have on record outside Selectman Storm's office when I went up there and told the receptionist I need to talk to him. I'm having a real issue. She said, well, you can't talk to him now. I said, well, I'll wait. You can't wait. I go, this is a public building. And I sat there quietly, waited. Now I waited, nothing happened. I didn't interrupt anybody, didn't raise my voice, nothing. But I recorded Scott Storm say, I do not want churches in my town. They don't pay taxes. And in the meetings that I talked to him with, I called him out on it. And he denied it. And then I played the tape for him, and you should have seen his face. And then when I went to the town hall, and he stated fact, I only speak in fact. Everything that I had to say, it implicated several members of the board, and they were not happy with it. So they, as elected officials, didn't maintain decorum and infringed on my rights of free speech in a public hearing. And I am not the only person in town that has these type of issues between whether it's the police department, the town hall. The town hall is known for when people speak up and oppose their agenda. This is the type of stuff they do. They try to intimidate and discourage people from speaking through threats. I'm not afraid. I
has
didn't do anything
anybody
wrong.
threatened you?
Um,
I mean, have you had any threats that would rise to criminal investigation?
I don't have threats. No, it's more of a disability, discrimination, civil type stuff.
Okay, because you feel that's happening to you. You need to come see
I
us.
feel nervous about everything I've been doing, obviously. But if you look at my history, I'm telling you, I will not be violent unless I have to defend myself accordingly with the letter of the law.
How so?
Just if somebody comes to my house or something like that, obviously I'm going to protect myself. But I have dogs too.
You mean come to your house like with malicious and
Intent,
like,
absolutely.
something bad? Yeah, not the mailman dropping.
No.
Okay.
No! I saved the lady that lived across the street from me's life.
Where's that?
West Street. The lady across the street. Came home from work. She was trying to use her leaf blower. She wasn't using it right, so I was fixing it to suck it up. And she didn't look well, so I'm like, you don't look well. You take your medicine, how you feeling, all this stuff. Sat her down, she had a seizure. Called the police, called the ambulance. Somebody broke into my car. I called the police. Chased him out of the driveway. I'm not stupid. I was an MP in the Army. I'm going to use the minimum amount of force necessary to de-escalate the situation, and I'm going to use my words to do it. That's all. Like,
Listen, again, we're not here to make an arrest. We're not here. We're just trying to just a little bit of education, where you're coming from, so we have a better understanding.
That's it, right.
That's it.
Because things have been missed in the past, not in Windsor or in Connecticut, but in other parts of the country, where people have posted things, have made, given signs, and then they've acted, and,
I'm not that guy.
you know, and that's what we want to make sure. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not suicidal. I'm not homicidal. I'm not aggressive. I don't take any drugs or medication. I'm of complete sound mind.
So I listened to you speak. That woman there, I know her history, and I think she's pretty sincere with what you need to do. Make sure you respond to her, be honest, you respond to her in writing. I know her reputation. Not involved. Never been involved with you. I don't have any.
I didn't want to do all this, but when you challenge a soldier,
I have
and tell me,
I have an Instagram account that I've never posted a damn thing. I don't know anything. I'm not a social media guy, so I don't see what you write until it's. Honestly, I never see what anybody posts until it's wrong, and it's what Facebook is a.
and I sent a message to that person that posted that and told her you're a fucking dumbass. Why would you say that? Like, why would you say anything like that on social media?
Which when you posted the news, tomorrow, and then they.
Yeah, and then somebody posted something. They said something about an active shooter or some shit like that. I don't know anything about it. And then I walk by the podium here, and I see a picture of myself as a soldier out of the corner of my eye. So I just, why you got a picture of me? Oh,
Who was it? A police officer?
yeah. And then they didn't have their body cameras on, so I told them to turn their body cameras on. And then they started being aggressive with me, so I started being aggressive back. And then they took me out.
Don't do that here because they can.
I know, but I'm just telling
Then,
you what happened.
then your message will never get across. You know that.
Well, I went outside and spoke with them, and then, like we're speaking, convinced them that it would be a good idea to let me exercise my right of free speech. And I've been here for 2.5 hours, went through the tour, went through the metal detector. How am I threatening anybody? And why are you walking around with my picture? And the reason why I blocked my Facebook and changed my picture so it didn't look like me was I knew this was going to happen.
But they're probably just doing their job. And
I
listen,
understand
you were
that.
one
I
of
shook
us,
their
right? You
arm.
were MP.
I shook every one of their hands.
Right,
after,
cool, right.
And
And
I shouted them out on Facebook
Right,
because
right,
they're doing their job.
Right. I mean,
And-
sometimes, like, you were an MP, you were given
in the
intel.
case that something did happen and they did nothing, that's terrible. That's terrible. And I would rather be the victim of something like that than have the adverse happen. 100% of the time. And I can understand that because I have a reasonable intellect and I'm a very smart person.
Well, when you had to be an MP, you had to score high.
I was a 140 out of 144.
Right, so that I know that
When-
says a lot, yeah.
I had a military intelligence company.
You couldn't be an MP if you didn't score high on your ASVAB.
Right. So when people talk to me, the reason I look like this is because I want them to underestimate me. I want them to lie to me. I want to use my intellect instead of my size and aggressiveness and all the other things they can ignore.
How you feeling physically?
I'm terrible. I have 20 disabilities.
But listen, you can say what you want about the Windsor Police Department, and Dr. Russell will tell you. You need to come see us. That's what we do. We're not all. I don't want you to think we are. Listen, we were hired from one of the police departments. I love Windsor Locks. I care about Windsor Locks. I do. I care about the citizens. I'm not
But
one.
not everybody's like you, sir. And it's unfortunate.
You know where I grew up? Right here.
Yeah.
You know where he grew up? Right here in this
I
city.
grew up in East Hartford.
Yeah.
I grew up in East Hartford. I lived down East Street. I grew
Your
up
whole
with-
life?
I moved there at 13 years old because I was getting in trouble as a kid.
I was on Garden Street.
My
Wisconsin?
Good at it.
Okay. They were right
Right on
over there.
Prospect Street in Yellow House. My mom's name
What
is
was, what's their cross street, you know?
Prospect Street and Main Street, so right by St. Mary's Church, the next street over.
Did you go to St. Mary's Church?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you did. That was my church growing up.
Yeah, I did catechism there until I was
How
like,
old are you?
I'm 40.
Small world.
Yeah. So, I got out of the Army in 2010, came back to Connecticut. And
Knapp's a big family name in Eastern.
yeah, kind of. I'm more associated with,
Recipe, trust me.
no, every past me.
John.
My uncle was John Knapp, but I don't think he was that. He was a CO in the Department of Corrections. And then my dad died when I was young. My dad was 40 when he passed away, so I was only 8.
So, again, I'm gonna offer you anything I can. I don't.
There's really nothing you can do. I mean, the exemption is going to get processed like it's going to get processed. I'm sure with the testimony I just did today and what's going to happen in Windsor Locks, I'm going to have a shitstorm of people wanting to talk to me. And the whole reason why I didn't do this sooner is because I suffer from a lot of things, and this is a lot of added stress for me.
You talked about the VA a little bit. What are they doing?
I'm on a waiting list for a mental health appointment in Massachusetts. I filed complaints against the VA here in Connecticut with the Inspector General of Evidence. I recorded my APRF inspection.
Kevin, do something bad.
They don't want to. No.
I don't trust them. I've been like this for
What
myself.
about the VA here?
Like this is the problem. I go to the VA Max now. Primary care in Max. But they put me on a waiting list because they don't have enough.
Did you ever live up here in Springfield now?
No. So I got out of the Army. I lived out by Mansfield, Coventry area there. Then my brother bought a house. He lives in Ella Grasso's old house. He said, taxes are super cheap here. You should buy a house. And then, so I bought a house down the street. And
How long you been?
like 5 years. I used to work. I worked like a maniac. It wasn't conducive to me getting help for myself, so I stopped. And
You said you had kids?
yeah,
How many kids?
18, yeah. About 18.
That's their son?
Nope, my daughter's in Wyndham, and my daughter's in Coventry. My son's in Wyndham. So, but I want to move out of Connecticut because there's no veteran benefits here for Connecticut. And it's all, there's 1,209 veterans. You passed the bill a year ago, and you can't figure out where to get funding for it yet. All this money is just fraud, waste, and abuse everywhere. How did Windsor Locks make $59 million in receivables last year and donate $0 to benefit veterans? $0. Zero. I'm 100% permanent
Did
total.
you say 1,200 veterans in Windsor?
1,290 city permanent total. That's it. We're super underserved, appreciated, and all the people in this building use us as a political pawn, including Scott Sewell. He didn't know my name. He's been associated with the town for 40 years. I'm 100% permanent total veteran. How do you not know that? But there's pictures all over the internet of you with all these vet reps and everything else, and you pay a veteran service counselor and a social worker and all this. Nobody knows my name. And now, because I created what people are perceiving as a threat or being aggressive or whatever, this is just par for the course.
Kevin, your next meeting you know in the town hall, for instance, your next visit to town hall, are you going with an attorney? Is that what you're doing? Did I misunderstand you? Because you said you didn't trust anybody who'd go into.
I mean, I will always be recording myself with any interaction with any townspeople I have from now on forward. That would probably be the best thing, but my attorney will be reaching out once I
Who's
compile.
your attorney?
I'd rather not say right now.
Okay.
Town will find out.
I don't.
They don't live in Connecticut anyway.
Okay.
contacted the Veteran Legal Center before I did all this. I mean, I contacted another attorney, I put everything in writing, contacted multiple members of my family, told them everything that's going on, because I'm scared. Because I've watched Netflix of people challenging politicians, corruption, all this thing, and it's very easy for somebody to do something crazy out of desperation. You know that? You know that? I know that. So, am I aggressive? Am I a threat to anybody? Absolutely not. Unequivocally. And anybody that says anything otherwise, I would challenge them to show me evidence of the contrary.
They made it very clear to us when we spoke this morning that it wasn't physical threat.
It was
I
a
think
statement of my
this is what I think. Any of you have somebody in Scott Swan's position, you have an employee in the town hall, and you don't feel comfortable, he has to present there. That's why we're here.
Yeah, but if I don't feel comfortable about the town, people doing their job since February 3rd, why didn't he address that?
You walking into offices and filming, trust me.
They can't do anything, it's a public building.
Right, and it's the world protecting personal liability.
But this is the reason
The
why.
first thing we said to you, go ahead and.
Yeah, but it's sad that I have to do this, because I would openly have a conversation with anybody if I don't.
And that's what we're here on. If you want to come.
I didn't say, F you guys, I'm leaving,
No,
right?
no.
I could have.
Sure, you're absolutely right.
Absolutely. You could have said, hey, Dave, my turn. Absolutely.
No, we respect that.
We're here to offer you anytime. Come in, speak to us. If you need something, if you feel like something's happening to you in a criminal.
That's why I didn't involve you guys, because it's not criminal. I mean, it's not. I mean, it is criminal, but it's not your purview, I guess you could say, to investigate against your own department, I guess. So it really wouldn't make sense for me to do that. And I emailed the attorney all my information because he said he was going to do an investigation. So I just gave him all the information and told him my intentions. Just so that it was recorded, because an attorney has to report things. An attorney has ethical and moral obligations to report something if it's a crime, otherwise he's going to implicate himself. So I knew by me telling him and multiple other people that eventually Scott Storms is going to get what he has coming to for being a corrupt politician that has been running rampant in the town of Windsor Locks and taking money out of your pocket, my pocket, his pocket, and all the other people that are underserved in Windsor Locks.
So that's good what you just said, and I'm going to ask you respectfully. When you said he has what's coming to him, what do you mean by that?
Resignation. Answers. A entity above him that oversees him. I don't know if it's a senator or
Essentially, you're saying you should.
somebody. Yeah, he should have to answer to the townspeople. That's who he should.
But not you.
No, I don't matter. It's not my problem. I mean, it is my problem, but I'm not gonna do anything other than legal means to bring awareness to this issue. I've never used threatening language. I have not. If the
What
town,
about his whole history, the background, the history you did with him?
what do you mean?
If I'm not mistaken, did you post something about Scott Storm's history?
Yeah, absolutely. His ethics board and everything else.
Yeah.
It's on absolutely. Yeah. That's public knowledge, right? It's on the website. Why can't I repost it?
No threats were made when posting on or anything like that? Again, I don't have these.
I've never made a threat to us. There's no reason for me to do it. He did this to himself. Why do I need to threaten him? He doesn't have to answer to me. I don't have any official capacity to enforce anything on him. But there's got to be somebody that can, right? I mean, the board of directors or the board of finance or the other selectmen or whoever the case may be. And that's why I brought it to the town's attention, because those people on that board are being manipulated. And they don't even know it. Some of them are implicated. The ones that were yelling at me are probably the ones that have something to say. I mean, that would be common sense. I mean, why are you yelling at a member of the public that's a decorated combat veteran? Why? Why are you forcing me to raise my voice? I went in there with no other intention but to read my statement. And I walked out afterwards. How am I being repressed?
Where was this?
At the town hall meeting.
Did you go to one of the last night?
Last night, yeah. It's all recorded. You guys can watch it.
No, I think it was, postings that concerned me.
But
And you're saying you changed that picture of you on your Facebook page or something else prior to that?
yeah, there's a picture of me.
And now there's the picture
Of
of
me
you
as a veteran because I'm speaking as a
with a
veteran.
long gun across your chest?
I mean, it's a picture of me.
Yeah, no. So I'm just saying to you, so people outside of our line of work were thinking, wait a minute, you mean this, and then he posts this picture, so.
Picture of me from 20 years ago?
But they're
As a
not-
veteran?
Hey, I just want you to understand this, and I know you know this. They're not in our world.
Yeah, but that's the problem. They're discriminating against me because I posted a picture of me from 20 years ago. Because I presented history on Facebook.
No,
That's pretty ignorant, I would say. I've posted that picture multiple times before. Why did the town get offended then?
Because you didn't make a comment that everybody's going to complain.
Because I'm speaking at the assembly.
Right, and then there were some comments that you made. You made a connection with that person, then commented.
Right, but I was here on a
No,
tour.
right, but then
I
the
didn't
guy-
know that was happening.
Yeah, but then the guy made a comment after it. You know what I'm saying? So it was a.
So why investigate me? Why investigate them? I didn't write the comment. What does it have to do with
This
me?
is not a, this is a sit down and.
I understand that, but it's still nerve-wracking that because
Yep,
somebody else
I agree.
posted something else, I'm getting implicated or investigated for. And I'm, the tough part is like, as much as the issues have been going on since February 3rd and have it all documented, nothing's changed.
But you're right. So if I can just, so you're right about you can post history. I have my own. I have one with my AR with the rounds on me and behind the deuce and a half, right? I got one like that, right? And I have another one where I graduated from Fort Sill, right? In the Class A with the. So people, so it's just perception, right? No, listen, I get you. You can put what you want, but that's where the common citizen might get a little concerned about that. Where they say, well, why didn't maybe the other picture come up? And I don't know. That's what we have to.
This is another example of fraud, waste, and abuse. That's what on your guys' behalf. You guys are spending your time here when you could be investigating something else that really matters. And that's my opinion. Right? You see what I'm saying? Because some person, I don't know who it is, I mean, the complaint, I'll get it from a Freedom of Information Act, along with everything else that is requested about me or said about me, because I'm not stupid. And then I'll react accordingly. Because, guys, you haven't known my name for 5 years in town. If I didn't do this, you wouldn't know my name until I died in town. There's no reason for me to come. I don't really go anywhere. I have my dogs.
That's cool, and that's all we want to make sure. That's all we want to make sure.
Simple guy. I'm the guy you can call. I'm the guy that if there's a problem, I'm going to be the first one trying to help somebody, not hurt somebody.
Yeah, that's why you joined the military. I get it.
I was 17 years old, 9/11 happened, and I said, I'm going to go defend my country. And my mom said, you're not joining the Army? And I said, I'm going to be 18 in a couple months, so you sign it now or sign it later. This is my intention. I have a long history of military, and Connecticut is not supportive of the sacrifices people like me. And it's unfortunate that, whoever complained isn't as concerned about veteran issues as they are about baseball. Right, but it's so sad that I have to do all of this to create awareness when I've been sent an office to the OPM man. Anthony Nolan called me and I hung up in his face because he refused to stand by me and help me. That's why he wasn't in that room when I made the testimony, because he didn't want me to implicate him. I said, will you stand for me and with me? Because I'm taking on a lot here. He said, well, I don't know what's going some backward stuff, they communicate with the people that are involved. So Jason Lathrop, when I was going to speak before the public hearing, turned the microphone on and tried to silence me. But I didn't speak first, another woman did. So
I know that Jason.
he's the interim finance person for the town of Windsor.
Jason, today.
Yeah,
He's brand new.
He's a weasel. He's been implicated before. If you Google his name right now, in 2012, in East Haven, for embezzlement of funds in a similar situation that they're doing right now. And the chief of police is implicated in influencing the town of Windsor Locks to vote on unnecessary municipal buildings that will cause excessive tax burdens on the town of Windsor. And then they voted for $22 million worth of bonds at 4%. But they don't collect money for extra duty for the police officers, and they're losing extra duty to other towns because the chief of police can't do his job. I could do his job. I was an MP desk sergeant in Korea and ran an entire post that had Chinook helicopters and thousands of people. Like, how are you not collecting money from your townspeople, but then you're giving you guys the money? Like, how can't you balance a budget? It's unethical, immoral, and illegal. I mean, I have everything, and that's why they're so aggressive towards me. That's why the Windsor Locks Forum was blocking stuff that I said. Because people are going to prison. That's what I mean by answer to it. It has nothing to do with violence. All letter of the law. Nothing to do with anything aggressive. I'm not an aggressive person. You can ask Chris Letourneau in the town hall clerk and the young lady in there that helps with everything else. I told him and her at the meeting before I spoke, you guys are wonderful. You guys have been nothing but great. They're the ones that told me to go talk to First Selectman Storms upstairs. After I talked to Jason. I put everything in writing. I'm sure you guys have copies of all that. The Selectman Storms had all of it. I've been very eloquent and politically correct in what I've said. Am I mad and passionate? Absolutely. Am I aggressive and violent? Absolutely not. That's it. Any questions you guys have, I'm more than willing to answer in the open about. I have nothing to hide. I'm not aggressive, not violent. Don't intend on hurting anybody, myself. No.
I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, you walk into all your meetings in town, and you're talking to us, nobody's gonna follow.
Yeah, because I'm in it.
That's, I think,
Did you watch the video of the town hall meeting? You should watch it. Then you will.
I'm telling you.
We'll watch it. I'll watch when I get back.
We were called into
I'll
this,
watch it.
We were called into
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I understand, but if you watch the video and watch the board of directors, how they handle themselves, everything I'm saying will make common sense. Because if I'm exposing you and you're getting mad and emotional, you're not trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to stop me from talking in silence so that it doesn't get out. And the meeting was, the reason why I went to the town hall meeting the day before is because I wanted to do everything the right way and follow the rules of the forum or whatever the town hall meeting. I didn't disrupt the meeting. I offered assistance. They didn't know what MSRP meant. I told them.
Can I just ask for curiosity, and it's your right, I'm not saying it's not your right, why do you go in and taking pictures or video?
I took
recording
pictures.
The finance office. Why?
I didn't take pictures of the finance office. I took pictures of on the board there, there's a whole bunch of exemption sheets or whatever and everything else like that. And I just took pictures of them because that states everything that you need to qualify for them. And it goes against what John was telling me. And I'm saying, John, it's right here. Well, you missed the deadline. Well, it says if the grand list, if you guys haven't did it, my deadline is the 31st. Well, you didn't do your DD Form 214. But it doesn't say I have to do that, John. It says I have to apply by the 31st.
Can you show me that? Yeah, I'd love to see it. That's what they told us, just not to see. You're educating them.
I educated them, but they didn't want to listen. disability letter, etc., right?
Sure.
Qualifying disability rating, disability later stating permanent and total, which is me. Service connected, March 31st.
I thought it was 10/31. Are they saying it was 10/31?
That's what they told me.
This is March 31st.
Exactly why I was having this issue. And I said, John, how are you going to dispute what you have hanging up, in 5 different places? So I took pictures of the No, it's John being incompetent and dismissive and failing to render services for whatever reason. I don't know if it's personal bias. I don't know if he doesn't like me because I like Trump and have a Trump flag in my front yard. I don't know if he knows somebody I know and they don't like me. I don't know what it is. I don't understand why I can show you a piece of paper that is in your purview as a tax assessor and say, what about this? What about this? You want to hear the interaction I had with John? It's terrible.
Kim, what high school do you go to?
William Tech.
So that's, please take this as constructive criticism. You're delivering there, and now, listen, I understand your frustration. I've been frustrated a lot. In my job, I've been frustrated a lot. It's
This was after 3 visits,
right. And all,
16 phone calls,
all I'm saying to
15
you
emails.
is what's concerning to them was that last thing you said. Was,
But why did they bring it up 5 days later?
no, I know.
And because they have something to hide. I've been in that office 3 other times since then. So if they were scared of me, why didn't they call you then? Straight bullshit. Straight bullshit.
That's a, listen, that
Listen,
happens. I'm telling you that
Listen,
happens.
I can go toe-to-toe with anybody when it comes to
Kevin, I just
battle.
say that happens a lot in our job. We often wonder why somebody walks into our police department 2 weeks after an incident in Mesa. And we always say, "Why 2 weeks ago?" You know?
It takes the credence away from and their credibility. So,
It's just,
and that's only a portion of it.
I get
I
it.
didn't play the whole thing. I didn't play the time I went in there first time where he's told me to have Richard Blumenthal call and thank you for your service, spitefully, after denying me 3 exemptions that I qualified for. And then it's like, what are we doing? In the end, the town of Windsor Locks pulled in $59 million last year in taxes. And $59 total million. That's what I learned in the budget. I asked the interim director, how much money were you given from state and federal funding for veterans? And of that, where is it? What did you do?
aside from that, aside from everything you're telling me, and I appreciate it. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I'm glad I came here and met you, to be honest with you. I want you to know that, listen, we are not here to, I don't want you to think for a minute we're here to stop you from talking. We're not. It's your right.
Oh, I know.
It's your right to, like you said, FOI reports. It's your right to do it. I believe in that. I want you to know
seat.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Get one food right at the cafeteria, you're good. Just blam, I guess, you know.
I imagine when that goes on TV or wherever it's gonna go, my life's gonna change pretty drastically.
What's that?
Like all that stuff, like with like representatives reaching out to me and asking like how I can help, which I'm open to do.
I hope so.
But they gotta listen. I mean, this bill's been passed for over a year unanimously, and it cost the state $5 million. They pissed $5 million away.
It sounds, in your opinion, is it a poorly written bill?
Well, it's poorly written, and then they didn't have funding for it beforehand. And the town and tax assessors and people used to enforce probably a bad word, regulate these collections or non-collections of tax exemptions or whatever cases you may have are using personal biases instead of common sense and care and compassion to give the benefit of the person that's disabled or whatever the case may be. Like, they didn't call a social worker and ask them to help me. They didn't call the veteran counselor that is in town to assist me. It's been 10 days. What is it?
Is your brother better?
He's 100% permanent total, too.
He is. How's he doing?
Not good. He's schizoaffective. He fled Windsor Locks and got put in a mental institution because of the conflict.
He's not here.
No, he's here now. He was in a mental institution for quite some time because of the issues he had with the town of Windsor Locks and Senator Kissel. Because he was supposed to speak, my brother spoke at the General Assembly to get this bill passed. Then he was supposed to come and speak again, and Senator Kissel told him the wrong information because he didn't want my brother to speak. So my brother's schizoaffective and had a brain tumor, a back tumor, all kinds of issues. So he feels like everybody's after him. When things like that happen, it just exacerbates all the issues that he has, just day to day. Luckily for me, I'm very high functioning and intelligent, so my issues are more of like anxiety, like just,
Should you be on medication?
should I be on medication? No.
And I only ask that is that because you said you weren't in services for the evaluation.
It's more of just somebody to talk to just relieve frustrations of the day-to-day veteran. Mental health is super important to anybody, not just veterans.
Therapist. Yeah.
So if I have those outlets available to me, supposed to be available to me for free, why not utilize them? That's really how I think of it. I think medication is a bad thing for people because it doesn't make you you. The only thing I do is smoke marijuana from a dispensary. I only buy it from a dispensary. Tends to keep me pretty calm, and I really don't go anywhere. I mean, you guys don't know who I am. I mean, I don't cause any problems. I go to Bobby V's every once in a while, post a couple bets, go to the casino.
Financially, are you doing with the mortgage job? Is there any veterans funds that help you out with that stuff?
Not really.
Are you in arrear in the mortgage?
Not in arrearage because my mom let me borrow like $20-something thousand and I paid it. But I paid her off most of it, and now I a turret gunner in Iraq in 2004 at 19 years old. I have an Army commendation for actions on the battlefield of saving lives of comrades. Every
Have you met our chief of police?
No.
You should. I think you should. I think
I
you're,
know too much information.
he's not that guy. He's an Army vet, Iraq. He's not,
But I don't.
but I'm just telling you, he's just not that guy. He's what you've said about him.
It's true. It's proven. I have the document.
No,
I
I listen, I'm not, again, that's way above my, I don't pay attention to,
Well, nobody does, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the actual problem. So the Board of Finance, how do they not know that the chief of police is implicated in an issue when it comes to their town? And then they're funding with money, $650,000. Public information, $200,000 police radio? $65,000 for a greenhouse in the town of Windsor Locks, $65,000, $190,000 for the roof on town hall, and a no bid contract. Why didn't you get any bids? $160,000 for the gutter system on a public library, no bid, because they won't no bid, so then they can use all the money and get kickbacks. And that's stupid. It's simple mom shit that they've been doing since ever. So I implicated them, and they had no answers. The director of finance couldn't say anything. The board is like, if you do the math, there's 12,500 residents. You guys arrested about 7 people a week. Like, what the hell do you need that big of a board? A new one? Yeah. But why so big? No, it's because of politicians get to the next level through expansion, whether it's just or unjust. They don't care about the people, they care about themselves. And that's what I told guys. I said, you put yourself first before the people who got elected. And the problem is, he's been in the town for 40-something years, so he knows too many people, he understands the inner workings of how everything does. So if you understand how everything works, it's easy to manipulate. And I figured all this out in 6 days. I didn't want to do this, but you challenge me. And it's not an aggressive challenge, it's just like, oh, you think it's stupid. All right, listen. You want Senator Blumenthal to call you? Maybe I can recant, maybe I can't, but I'm going to try. So that's my mindset. I get it. And it's unfortunate that I have to meet you this way, but you guys came to me nice and whatever, so that's,
No,
that's
it's
how I
cool.
come at you.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how it should be. I mean, if every interaction I've had with the people I've talked to in the last 10 days was like this, I wouldn't have been here today. Which may or may not be a good thing. I don't know.
I'm one of those people that was taught at a very young age by my father to keep your mouth shut and listen. Listen to what you want to say, and I appreciate you listening to us. I do. And I think good dialogue that we've had in here today and better understanding where you're coming from again. Listen, I'm passionate about things in my life too, and
A lot of it's because of
I
my
appreciate
size and my history, right? You know? And I can appreciate somebody being nervous about me. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that
Can you assure us you'll never walk into the town hall and display any threatening?
I swear on my children, I will never, ever threaten anybody that works at the town of Windsor Locks. Violently, unviolently, any way, shape, or
You have weapons, right? You have weapons, right? You do?
I don't really want to answer that.
I mean, I could look it up just by
Yeah,
it.
you can look it up. Right?
There's nothing to hide.
No, I know. I know you guys can look it up.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I just.
I never carry in the town hall. I never bring my firearm into the town hall. I know all this Connecticut laws. I don't bring it into least of your worries, gentlemen, I promise you that. I give you my word, you will never, ever have an issue from me.
Can you promise me if you need something, you'll reach out to me?
Absolutely. Now that I know who you are, absolutely.
I mean, I would appreciate that. I mean,
Do I give you any reason to be anything other than
no,
that?
but I just want you to, we are not.
You're not the enemy, I understand. I
And
appreciate
we're not here to kiss your ass, we're not here to blow smoke up your ass, we're not here to do any of that stuff. I have a duty to
protect the people with your locks and
protect,
investigate,
assist,
do everything,
you know,
everything you're supposed to do within
Absolutely.
the community.
Absolutely. And
And I will never infringe on that. And that's why we're
I
having
go
this
home every
conversation.
single night, as he does, and I put my head on the pillow knowing I did a good job.
And you have a family that you guys have to provide for, and a family that you have to protect.
just
and
me
everything.
now.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's
Unfortunately, I've seen divorce, so.
probably a better thing. I was married once.
Yep.
Normally, I would have this right here, and I bring my,
Mhm.
my adapter, my carrying
That's
adapter.
what
So no, it's annoying.
I appreciate it.
Listen, you need to go into town hall to take care of business, right? To accomplish your goals. So make sure,
I'll be exactly like you.
yeah, just.
I'm saying, keep the passion.
Right, sure.
Keep the passion. Listen, fight the fight.
But
Yeah, it's.
Nobody has any reason to be nervous about me. I'm not a violent person. I'm not. At all. There's no reason for it. I'm not going to go to prison for what? That doesn't solve anything. And then that makes my case for what? Makes me fight for what? Then everything I'm fighting for won't matter because of whatever else happens.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna really pay attention to your cause. Right? I want to hear how you make up. Right? It's pique my interest. Not why we're here.
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I like to see.
Well, there was a lot of issues brought up today that I wasn't aware of. I mean, I heard about a woman, her husband was killed by a lightning strike, and she doesn't qualify for the veteran because she's a spouse. Your husband was killed by a lightning strike on active duty, and you have no answers for that woman?
yeah, because it wasn't a bullet, right? Imagine that. It wasn't a bullet from the enemy, but he still was serving his country, was still on duty.
Put his life on the line and was killed in the service of the country.
With a little asterisk.
And then they bring me on this tour, right? You guys are from Winter Lock. Go on this tour and they have a Medal of Honor plaque. Why isn't Master Sergeant Chapman on it? He died over 20 years ago.
They have a ceremony for him down at the.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. That's,
Yeah,
that's just publicity.
Yeah.
But they don't make sure that the state that he grew up in and protected has a plaque in his name.
They have others?
Everybody else. Everybody up to Vietnam, nobody in Iraq, Afghanistan. Because they don't believe with the war. So because of your personal beliefs, you're going to shy away from presenting to the people that come into this expansive building, knowing that Master Sergeant Chapman was one of the last air controllers ever to die in combat operations. And he saved the lives of SEALs on a helicopter, giving his life up to save them. But sad. It's very sad. I had to stop myself probably 5 times today from crying in that room, listening to stories of my spouse is dead, left my children, and these people are worried about finding $5 million. $5 million.
You said you're going to state where you think the woman was.
Texas
Better
is
to the better.
100%. Texas is, if you're 18 years old in Texas and a dependent, you can go to college for free for up to 4 years. So my son's going to be 18. So you can go to college for free. In the state of Florida, there's like 20 states. Connecticut's not one of them. They can't even give us a tax exemption. It's called the Hazleton Act. It's in Texas.
So they get like free tuition?
Free everything. And then there's Chapter 35, so you're I'm 100% permanent in total, so my kid would get $1,600 a month as a stipend for 4 years while his school's paid.
While he's in school?
And I could do that. So why stay? I could sell my house in Windsor Locks, double what I paid for it. Why stay?
Do you have taxes on the house? Or return
Oh, probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're going to figure out how I don't have to pay those taxes.
I'm reading between the lines.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I am not this guy. Like, usually I'd be like, whatever, I'll figure it out and message people that I have to, but when people are so blatantly, like, go fuck yourself for it, excuse my language, like, that just brings passion for me to make sure that there are other people in the town aren't dealing with the same thing, and they are. Lisa Geitler, her husband Chris, is 100% permanent total veteran that's wheelchair bound. He's an SMCK, which means he gets even more than 100% because she has to aid and attend to him. She's also going to the same thing I am. Same process. Months of emails since October before they even deadline, and they still didn't give it to her. She qualifies for the veteran exemption, she qualifies for the Social Security exemption, and then there's a third exemption that the first selectman can do.
How many of our exemption
I don't know in the town, but there's several. There's quite a few. I wish I had that information, but it doesn't seem like first selectman even knows that information, which is part of the problem. I mean, we do all this veteran. Why do you think I don't get involved with the veteran stuff in town? Because it's bullshit. I don't want to be a political pawn. I don't want to be paraded around and think, oh, this guy's awesome. And then I go for my tax exemption and they're like, thanks for your service, get out. That's not fair. I'll help anybody privately. I'm not gonna do it at the behest of the selectmen that I don't think is ethical. You can ask anybody in town. Everybody told me I should run for first selectman. I should do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not the guy that is gonna always have a political answer. So for me, political career is not in the cards because I am going to be me 100% of the time and say what I feel, regardless if it upsets people when our president does that. They didn't like it when I took that off either here. But that's part of my reason. Like, look at I look homeless, but that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? And that's part of the problem. Is a lot of people underestimate disabled people. And just because I'm disabled doesn't mean I'm not intelligent. Doesn't mean I can't run a mile. It doesn't mean anything. It just means I have issues with everyday life that some people don't have. Whether it be emotional or physical. I have arthritis all over my body. I was in the turret for 13 months, and I wore 70 pounds of shit when I weighed 145. So, I mean, that does real damage to your body when you're driving 500 to 700 miles a day all over Iraq. You know, and then you go into the VA and they're like, oh yeah, we'll put you on this. So, but then I think about, like, it's not just me. I think about the 90-year-old that I saw there that they put on the list and he dies a week later because nobody helped him. Or he doesn't have family to bring him in, or he doesn't have a bus pass, or he doesn't have this, or doesn't have that. Like, why doesn't the town give bus passes to veterans? Make the train real safe. It doesn't cost them anything. They give college students free passes for the bus, but veterans don't deserve it. What is wrong? What is wrong? They have all these meetings, but nothing happens. They had a meeting like this last week. Why isn't it still done? It was passing unanimously. Find the $5 million. Take it away from Iraq and Sesame Street or wherever the hell you got to take it. Borrow the money. Call President Trump and ask him for $5 million for this reason. I bet he'll give it to you. Like bills are just pieces of paper. You know what I mean? Unless there's action behind it.
corrected on that.
and support. And it's just sad. That's all. If I could say it's anything, it's sad. That's how I feel. I feel sad. But, I can only do this. See what happens. If you guys have any further questions for me, I'll give you my number.
Yeah, okay. We need it.
I have a Rottweiler. 130 pounds.
What's your phone number?
860-617-6228. The best thing is just to text me beforehand because I get a lot of spam calls or people trying to buy my house and all kinds of crap. So,
That's true. Got it.
and then I'll call you right back.
Are your kids still in school and everything?
I don't really. My son's 18, so he's done. But my daughter, I don't really talk to too much. He's done. I told him he has until September to figure out. He's going to some type of program, whether he likes it or not. Something. We get paid to do it. It's free. I serve the country for your good. You got to trade. I don't care what it is. Computers, electrician, doesn't matter. Just something. Because I don't want him to join the military like I did. Try to get ahead. I want him to use his brain instead of yes. Not really. I haven't talked to her for a long time. Her boyfriend, he was in front of my daughter. So since that happened, I don't include myself in that type of information because I'm not putting myself in trouble. I'm not going to get myself in a situation where things happen. I don't. There's no reason. You're not going to. I don't care who you are in my life. If you are not going to contribute to me in a positive manner, I don't need it. It doesn't matter. My mom, my brother, my sister. It's easier just to separate yourself from nonsense than get yourself all worked up.
Okay, please, quick question. You mentioned the date, February 3rd.
Yeah, that's when I started.
This is all stemming from February 3rd interaction with the town hall. They've since February 3rd, had two finance meetings. Typically, we have one.
And my issue was not addressed in either.
When is the next one?
I don't know.
Is it the next month?
Who knows now with everything that's going on? I know I know Jason didn't have his finance book in the last meeting, so I don't know if they took that from him or whatnot. And Scott Storms wasn't even present, so I don't know what's going on with that avenue either. I'm assuming he's getting investigated, but I don't know. Don't really care.
Who's Scott Storm?
Yeah, I don't really care. As long as something's happening, I don't really care. Nobody has to worry about it.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for using it. You right now? Yeah, I'm good. All right. I might go get something to eat. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care, Kevin.